The Marvel Rivals mid-season patch notes have been leaked, and I'm going to go over all the Vanguard changes so you don't have to. First off, Venom's Frenzied Arrival has been changed from a vertical knockback to an inwards knockback at a 75-degree angle, so it's going to knock people a little bit more closer to your team instead of just popping them straight up. I think that's really good, as well as his ultimate cost has been reduced from 2,800 to 2,500, so he's just going to be ulting more frequently in these fights. I think that's fair. Venom ultimate isn't super OP, and for the amount of work he has to do to build that ultimate, I think it should be reduced so he can ult more in these fights. Captain America has gotten 2 different changes to his kit. One is more defensive-minded, as he's finally able to use absolute will while jumping in the air, so he can finally shield while being in the air. And I think that's been a pain point for a lot of Captain America players, as well as his Vibranium Energy Saw has just gotten faster. They've increased the projectile speed from 60 meters to 80 meters per second, as well as after it hits somebody, it goes from 100 meters a second to 150 meters per second. So it's just a lot snappier to use that Vibranium Energy Saw ability. Thor got a small change that I actually think will make him a lot stronger. His Rune Awakening ability no longer has a cooldown after his duration ends, so his Rune Awakening uptime has just been increased, and I think there's going to be a lot of good Thors that can abuse this change very, very quickly. Groot also got a small but significant change. His wall placement range has been increased from 15 meters to 18 meters, so he can place those walls a little bit farther back, as well as he can box people in and box tanks or other characters with a little bit more safety. I think this change, albeit small, should make the really good Groot players even stronger, and his ability to box characters in has just been increased. Magneto has gotten both a buff and a nerf. The buff is that his primary attack damage has been increased from 35 damage to 40 damage, so some of those combos you can do can definitely start killing some of those 200 HP targets. But his curtain energy, aka his shield, has been increased from 50 to 65, and the duration has been adjusted from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So you can't spam your shield as often. You will have more downtime on your shield, is essentially what they're saying. Another small nerf, but something very significant, is that Doctor Strange's base HP has been lowered from 650 to 600. Now, the way you think about it is that Doctor Strange has a shield plus his HP, making him technically one of the highest HP tanks in the game. So they're looking to kind of tap that a little bit while still keeping his identity as a shield tank. Overall, I think a lot of these Vanguard changes are pretty significant, and I like that we're kind of maybe trending potentially towards a more dive-centric meta with Thor and Venom specifically getting buffed, but they're not really knocking out the identity of characters like Magneto, like Doctor Strange, while giving some quality of life buffs to characters like Captain America and Groot. What do you guys think of these changes? Are you going to be practicing Venom or any of these new Vanguards that got buffed?